Hello, hello. Welcome to our yoga live stream party. um, Julia, do we look okay? We're not sideways. Yay! All right, so let's get started. Let me see if I need to turn that down just a little bit. We're going to start on the floor. Maybe I could make these a little lower in the front. Get your hair in the shot now. That's all right. We're just gonna give ourselves time to get this right. Let's see here. Are we side? All right, let's see. All right, I think that's pretty good. All right, we're good. All right, you ready, Julia? Can you hear me okay? Of course, you probably wouldn't know. Let me close the door for a second. We're gonna get this right. Just see if you can hear me loud enough. We have our fans blowing here. We're in Florida, so it's 85 or 105. We don't know, but we have our fans blowing, so we want to make sure you can hear us. Let's see. I will touch the comments here. See if we have anybody. I don't know.
Hello, if there are anybody.
All right, so let's start in the seated position. How's the mic sound okay?
It sounds good. Yeah, you're just like one, we're live. You know, anyone watching will just watch 1 second behind when we're actually talking.
All right, so let's start in a seated position. Close our eyes. Get right on top of the sit bones. Ears in line with the shoulders, shoulders in line with the ribs, ribs in line with the hips. And just start to follow your natural breath. Noticing the breath coming in and the breath going out. Start to expand the belly. You're going to expand all the way around. Breathe in through the nose and exhale. Expand the belly around, expand the ribs around, like fingers wrapping around the back. Breathe in through the nose, exhale. This time we're going to close our mouth gently, and we're going to breathe in through the throat and in through the nose, and when we exhale, the sound will now not be a ha sound, it'll travel to the back of the throat and sound a little bit like Darth Vader. So let's give that a try. So expand the belly, expand the ribs around, breathe into the heart center, breathe in through the throat, in through the nose, exhale with the mouth gently closed. This big breath you're taking, this is the breath of your practice. This is the breath you want to take to the poses that we do today. And if you can't take that big breath, then you want to scale the movement down to synchronize with the breath. Breath is the most important thing that we do. Also, I just wanted to say a few things. If I do something that causes you pain, you back out of it. You don't want to be in any pain. Ahimsa means non-harming, and that starts with ourselves and then expands out to the universe. So no pain. If you felt nauseous, you couldn't breathe, you got dizzy, any of those things, definitely stop and wait until you're ready, feel ready to rejoin. All right, so let's come forward and grip your fingers, lift the chest, lower the shoulders, hinge from the hips, and take a few of those Ujjayi breaths. Walk over to your right, hands on either side of the knee, grip the fingers, pull yourself over your right thigh. Lift the chest, lower the shoulders, press down on that left hip. We're trying to lengthen the spine here, create space in the spine. Walk over to the other side. It's a lot of wind for you guys. You can cut off one of these fans or it's okay? All right. All right. Lengthening the spine here, pressing down the right hip, lift the chest and relax the shoulders down. I feel my hair is going to get bigger and bigger.
You can just turn off one. Which one more?
The one behind you, turn off that one. Just for a few minutes to see how it feels. Just the one behind Julia, to see if we can turn that one off. Just we may have to put it back on again, but I don't know. I need a little break from that way. All right, take the left arm up. We're gonna go to the right. Exhale. Directly side. Really lengthen the arms. Press down that left hip. And if this bothers your shoulder, you could always put your hand behind your head or back to your hip. You don't have to, have the arm next to the ear if it doesn't feel right. Definitely don't do it if it doesn't feel right. All right, come on up. Let's bring the right arm up. Take a breath in. As you take a breath out, we'll go to the left. Exhale. Opening that top shoulder. Trying to feel like you're between two plates of glass. I will let that go. All right, take your right hand, put it on your left knee, left hand behind. Get nice and tall, take a breath in, and as you take a breath out, we're moving to the left from the navel, the ribs, the chest, the shoulder, the head. So spread the finger behind you, grip the floor so you don't put too much pressure on your wrist. Try to be straight up and down, on top of the sit bones. Trying to have good alignment, stacking the joints. Breathing. All right, back to center. Take a breath, reset the spine. Now left hand on right knee, right hand behind, get nice and tall, take a breath in. As you take a breath out, moving from the navel, moving to the right, ribs, chest, shoulder, head. Bring the legs out in front of you. Bring the arms overhead. Take a breath in. As you take a breath out, you can bend those knees if you want to. Reach for the toes. Wherever you decide you land is great. Lift the chest, lower the shoulders, flex the feet. Looking past the toes though. Just roller skated. Feeling it in the hamstrings right now. Maybe you gardened or something and you're feeling it in your hamstrings right now too. Boy, when you garden, you really feel it in the hamstrings. Breathe into that space that's tight, wherever it is, and just give it some good breath and try to soften the body where it feels tight. All right, let that go. Let's bring the right leg in, take a breath in, arms overhead, and reach out, exhale. So you always want to move on the exhale, and if you want to go deeper, you need to take another breath and then move with the exhale again. So you don't want to move when you're not breathing. That's not, that'll cause an injury. So really work with your breath. That's really important. Notice where you feel it and breathe into that space. Soften that space. And we'll let that go. Let's try the other side. Left leg in. Bring the arms overhead. Take a breath in. Exhale, reach out. Lift the chest. Lower the shoulders. Breathe. take the legs wide. Get on top of the sit bones. Take a breath in. As you take a breath out, come on over. Exhale. So you go to that place where you feel challenged but no pain. So that's kind of a fine. You really have to just keep your mind on your breath and where do you feel it in your pose. That's your movement meditation. Let that go. Turn it and face your right leg. Take a breath in. As you take a breath out, move out over that right leg. Exhale, looking past the toes. Lengthening the spine. Pressing down on that left hip, left toes pointed towards the ceiling. Still trying to be on top of your sit bones here. All right, let that go. And we'll go down the center again. Take a breath in. Then breath out. Exhale. Move. Let that go. Turn and face the left leg. Take a breath in. As you take a breath out, move out over that left leg. Exhale. Right hip down. Right toes pointed towards the ceiling. Looking past the toes. Keeping that head in line with the spine. And let that go. And just bring right leg in, help it, and then left leg, and we'll come onto our hands and knees. So our hands are underneath our shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips, and you're going to take your right leg back and your left arm forward, thumb up, make belly button spine, turn your crease of your elbow inward so you don't lock out your arm there. And go ahead and lift the leg up or keep it on the floor, whatever you prefer. Take a breath in, and as you take a breath out, we'll round and tuck the chin and exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. One more time, exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen, and then we'll take it out to the diagonals. Try not to hold your breath. And then back to center. And we'll do the left side. Left leg back. Right arm forward, thumb up. Belly button to spine. Try not to sink in the back. Lift through the pelvic floor. Take a breath in. As you take a breath out, curve. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curve. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curve. Inhale, lengthen. One more time, curve. Exhale, curve. Lengthen, and then we'll go out to the diagonals. And then back to center. So we're going to go into child pose here. So we'll just take our knees wide, big toes together, and set your hips back towards your heels. Exhale. Let that go. Let's get under our forearms. Elbows underneath your shoulders. We're going to step back into a forearm plank. And we're going to try to keep the back as you get your butt down. We're going to count to 10. So 1, we're looking past the mat, keeping the head line with the spine. 2, we're not sinking in the shoulders or the lower back. 3, elbows under shoulders. 4, tightening belly button, spine, kegel muscles engaged. 6, tightening the butt muscles. 7, noticing from the crown of the head, the energy from the crown of the head all the way to the tips of the toes. 8, we're breathing. 9, might be shaking a little bit. And 10, we are done. Bring the knees back underneath you, knees together, and go back into child pose again. Set your hips back toward your heels. we'll let that go. So let's go back, go into a plank. And we're going to go back and forth between plank and down dog. So plank, hands are underneath your shoulders, and we've got our creases of our elbows facing each other. We're going to butt us down, take a breath in. As you take a breath out, you're going to lift the hips up and back. Now, keep it wide. You might step in a little bit. You could bend your knees if you wanted to. Push back from your wrists and shoulders. Push away from your wrist. Push your hips back. And breathe. Now we're going to go into plank. So keep your feet pretty much where they are. Take a breath in, and then exhale, down dog. Remember, you can bend those knees if that feels better. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Couple more. Follow your breath. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Last one. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. So lift up the right leg. Take a breath in. And exhale, low. Left leg. Inhale. Exhale, low. Let's do this a few times. Now when you lift the leg, you bring the chest towards the thigh. Left leg, inhale. Exhale, lower. This one, take the right leg, inhale, and then we're going to move to a plank right now, with the leg up in the air, all right? And then we're going to bring the knee to the chest, and then we're going to step it through. Now, if you have to get there some other way, that's fine. You need to get down on your knees and walk it forward, do what you need to do. So, right knee over ankle here, and let's breathe a few breaths. Stretching that left hip flexor. Take your right hand and put it on your right hip and start to rotate to the right from the navel, ribs, chest, shoulder. If you want to add the hand, arm, you can. All right, hand back to the hip. All right, so we're going to go back into down dog again. First start plank and then push back into your down dog. We're not going to go through a whole bunch of it again. We're going to pick up the left leg. Take a breath in, the left leg, inhale. And then you're going to go into that plank, and your back leg is still up. And then bring it to the chest, or any other way you can do it. You can help it, right? Give yourself help. Always do, whatever you need. All right, give this a few breaths. Butt is down, trying to stretch that right hip flexor there. Knee is over ankle. You don't want your knee to be past your toes, right? That's going to hurt your knee. So, that right hand goes down, right underneath right shoulder, left hand at the hip, and we start to rotate to the left, belly, ribs, chest, shoulder, and then add the arm if you want. All right, back to the hip, and then we're just going to step in. So just bring that right leg in, and you're in a forward fold here. So go ahead and bend the knees a whole lot and let your chest lay on top of your thighs. And bring your hands behind you and take a breath in. As you take a breath out, just straighten to the best of your ability. You can tuck that chin and shift the weight over the balls of the feet. All right, bend the knees, sweep the arms out to the side, come up with a flat back. Inhale. I may have to adjust the camera just a little bit. Up the way. Here we go. Let's see how that is. No, that's not good.
Just the other half.
Just a little bit.
Want to go check it?
I think that's okay. I think that's okay. Doesn't hurt to check. Especially with us. All right, so we're in mountain pose right now. Feet are right underneath your hip bones. Palms are forward. We tried to do a live stream last week, and I deleted the video by accident, so hopefully this won't happen this time. It's always an adventure going live. You never know what's going to happen. So you're lifting up through your thighs, little tail tuck, lift the chest, shoulders down, palms forward or facing your thighs, right? So it's your mountain pose. Go ahead and lift up the toes and notice the inner outer edges of the feet. And then you're going to put your toes back down and gently grip the floor. And as long as we are standing, you want to think, I'm gently gripping the floor. Because that's going to activate your arches, the muscles around your ankles and your knees. Let's just have a few breaths here. Take a breath in and a breath out. Follow the rhythm of your breath. Through the nose and throat. That ha, exhale, but mouth is gently closed. So now it's at the back of the throat. Expanding the belly, the ribs, the heart center. And we're just going to take a seat right now. So you're at a 45-degree angle. The butt is back. The chest is lifted. Shoulders are down. Bring the arms out. Palms down if you wanted to. Or on your thighs. Whatever works for you. Check to make sure your knees are over your ankles. And give this about 5 breaths. Go. And so do a little balance challenge here. So we're going down like we're skiing down a slope, which I've never done, obviously. I live in Florida. We don't have that here. All right. Inhale and then exhale. Inhale when you bend. Exhale when you straighten. So you don't have to go onto your toes if you don't want to. You can just keep it like this, right? But if you want to, you can go up on your toes. Main thing is you want to find a focal point in front of you. Don't let your focal point move, right? You're really watching that focal point. You've got your ankles over the first and second toe. You're concentrating on your breathing. Exhale when you stretch. Inhale when you bend. And smile. Breathe in. I notice my body. I breathe out, I smile to my body. All right, the next one, we'll try balance. And don't worry if you fall off your balance. You know, it's yoga practice, not yoga perfection, right? All right. So we'll go through a little sun salutations. So, starting in mountain pose, take a breath in and a breath out. So the butt goes back. We're going to sweep the floor. Inhale. Baby back bend. Exhale. Squeeze the butt to protect the back. Reach forward. Inhale. You can bend your knees here. Exhale. Forward fold. Hands on your shins. Inhale. Flat back. Exhale. Forward fold. Stepping back with your right leg. Drop the right knee into the floor. Relax the right foot into the floor. Check your knee-ankle alignment. You can stay here if you want to with your hands, or you can come up on the knee. You're going to think about right here where the right thigh meets the right butt, or right butt. I didn't make that up. Anyway, push it down. Lift the chest. Look up to the sky. If you want to, you could add arms. Or, like I said, you can have your hands on the ground, whatever works for you. You've got to pick what's working for you today. It's always going to be different. The body's changing from moment to moment, and we need to stay in touch with that, right? All right, so step back into your plank push-up position. All right, so we're going to do forelimb. So you're going to bend your elbows a little bit towards the body. You're in that plank position. You can drop your knees if you need to. Let's count to 10. 1, you're looking past the mat. Keeping the head in line with the spine. 2, hands are underneath your shoulders. 3, you're spreading your fingers, you're gripping the floor to protect your wrist. 4, you're not sinking in the lower back or the upper back. 5, belly button, spine. 6, Kegel muscles engaged, butt muscles engaged. 7, we're breathing. 8, we're still breathing. 9, we're almost there. 10, straighten the arms, take a breath in. As you take a breath out, drop to your knees, hug your body with your elbows, and lower to the floor. We're coming up 3 times here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Squeeze your butt to protect your back. Try to keep the shoulders down. All right, we're pushing back into down dog. Tuck the toes right where they are, hips up and back. It may feel wide, it needs to feel wide. Hips are back. Remember, you can bend your knees. And that gives you a lot of, I don't know, I just feel that really helps sometimes. Have a little bend and move it. All right, come on back down to your knees. Grab that right leg, bring it through. This time we'll just come up, check your knee ankle alignment. Pressing those hips down, pushing into the ball of the right foot, top of the left foot. All right, come on down. And we're just gonna bring the weight over the right foot, bring the left foot to meet the right foot. Forward fold, exhale. Bend the knees, sweep the arms out to the side, come up with a flat back in. And just notice, for a moment, constant little conscious pausing. Just notice how you feel. We're always rushing. Well, I think we learn more when we slow down and really pay attention to what's going on. All right, let's go again. Butt goes back, sweep the arms out to the side, inhale. Baby back bend, exhale. Squeeze the butt to protect the back. Reach forward. Bend the knees if you need to. Exhale, forward fold. Hands on your shins and come flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Setting back to the left leg. Drop the knee. Relax the foot into the floor. Check your knee ankle alignment. The thigh may be in front of the knee or it might be right under the hip. Whatever works for you. You can come up. Have your hands on the ground. Palms up. Say hello to the sky. Even if you're looking at the ceiling, you're imagining blue sky right now. Open the heart. Press down those hips. All right, here we go. Back to our plank position. We're not going to do that again, so yay, right? We're just going to do opposite knee towards elbow. So try not to twist the spine. This is just an inward rotation of the hip. All right, take a breath in. As you take a breath out, drop to your knees. Hug your body with your elbows and lower to the floor. 3 breaths coming up. Inhale. Squeeze your butt to protect your back. Exhale, lower. Elbows back. Use those triceps. Exhale, lower. Last one. Exhale, lower. We're going to push back into a child pose. Knees wide, big toes together. Set your hips back toward your heels. Exhale. And say, ah. Ah. Feels good to let go. Alright, come on up. I forgot which leg needs to come forward. Does anybody remember?
You took your left back last time.
Alright, so the left's coming forward. Alright. One over, arms overhead. Knee over ankle, press those hips down, open the heart to the sky. Big breath. Press into the ball of the foot and the top of the left foot, right foot. All right. Let's shift our weight over that left foot, bring our right foot to meet the left foot, exhale, forward fold. And bend the knees, come up with a flat back, inhale. Hands to heart center, exhale. All right. So if you need a drink, go ahead and take a drink. Sorry. That's a good idea. Yeah, I think it's like around 85, 87 right now where we are. Hot yoga, warm yoga. I guess hot yoga is done over 100, so we're not there yet. And I don't want to be there. All right. Okay, so let's step back into warrior 2. All right, so you're going to line up your heels, imaginary line between your heels. You're going to make sure your knee is over, left knee over left ankle. The back foot's turned out 90 degrees, but you're going to pigeon toe it just a little bit so you really feel that edge of that back foot. Bring the arms over the legs and breathe. About 5 breaths. Strong warriors. That's what we need to be, that's what we're gonna be. Without ruining ourselves, of course. Gotta be kind to you. Kind to yourself. Very important. That's the way we learn, that's the way we grow. Alright, flip that palm, take a breath in. And then bend that left knee again, left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. And you can just reach straight up, or you can reach up and back. Just depending, you want to make sure you lift it out of that lower back. Alright, back to warrior two. So I'm going into side angle, so elbow to knee. And left hand and right hand at your hip, reach up to the sky and reach over towards your ear. So if this bothers your shoulder, you can just reach straight up. You can have your hand on your hip. You can have your hand behind you. Any of those positions would do. Try not to put too much weight on your elbow. You don't want to slouch out here. You want to make sure that your hips are underneath you, right? Like between two plates of glass. All right, back up to warrior two. So we'll straighten the leg. We're going to go into triangle. So wiggle the hips just a little bit. Take a breath in. As you take a breath out, you're going to shift the hips slightly to the right. Reach forward, reach forward, reach forward, and then windmill down to your triangle. So if it feels better to do triangle with a bent knee, you can do triangle with a bent knee or straight. Whatever feels right. You want to make sure you keep your hips underneath you. If you started to go out like this, the hips goes out, shoulder goes out, you're probably too deep and you need to come up a little bit, and then you'll be able to get into the correct alignment. All right, let's come on up. And we'll bend that front knee, and we're going to turn and go into warrior one. So knee over ankle, and hips are even, your back heels up, toes are pointed forward. Bring the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, point your index finger to the sky, right thumb over left thumb. You can stay just like this. You could bend that back knee if you needed to, right? If you want to, you can stay here, or you can inhale, back bend. Breathe, don't hold your breath, push into the balls of your feet, tighten your pelvic floor. All right, come on forward. Runner's lunge. Here we're going to just round the shoulders and tuck the chin. All right, drop the knee right below the hip, and again, continue to round and relax. Say ah, let go, relax. Take your chances when you can really relax to do so, and it feels so good. All right, bring those feet together. You're going to lift your heels. You're going to make a tiny ball. Tuck your chin and let go. Let your mind go. Let your body go. All right, hit feet down, knees, heels down. Come up with a flat back inhale. And start center exhale. All right, step back with your left leg. So we're lining up the heels, imaginary line between the heels, knee over ankle, shoulders down. Don't be afraid to try to get into it a little bit, right? Remember that back foot is pigeon toe a little bit, so you can feel that edge of that back foot. Give this a few breaths. All right, flip the palm, straighten the legs, take a breath in. As you take a breath out, the right shoulder's coming forward, left shoulder back, looking up at the palm of the hand, reaching up, lifting out of that lower back. If you want to go back then, you take a breath in, lift up, and then back. Remember, right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Want to feel the stretch in the right front part of the body here. All right, back to warrior two. Elbow to knee, left hand at your hip first, and ground from the bottom up, and then reach to the sky and over towards your ear. Remember, if that's not working, you can reach to the sky, reach around the back, put your hand back on your hip. All that'll work. All right, back to warrior two. Now straighten both legs, wiggle the hips a little bit. Take a breath in. As you take a breath out, you're going to send that left hip slightly to the left. Reach, 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 reach. And then windmill to your triangle. Remember, you can have a bent knee if you want to, or straight, whatever feels right for you. Might feel different. You might need to do a bent knee on one side and straight on the other. You know, just depending on your imbalances today. You got to make those allowances for yourself. Alright, come on up. And back to warrior two. We're going to pivot on the back foot. So you're going to kind of set yourself up here. Knee over ankle, toes pointed forward, heel up in the back. Bring the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, point the index finger towards the sky, left thumb over right thumb. So you can just stay like this, looking forward and breathe. Or if you want to add the back bend, you lift and go into your back bend. And just go a little bit, you know, just touch and go. You don't have, if you feel nervous about it, you know, you can just try it and see. All right, reach forward. I'm always happy I make it through that part without falling over. All right, knee over ankle. We're going to just tuck the chin and round the shoulders. And drop the knee underneath the hip. Yeah, go ahead and just tuck the tucking and rounding. We were supposed to go into a back bend on the other side, but I forgot, so I'm not going to do it on this side. I'll just keep it consistent. Try. All right, so let's bring the feet together. Make a little ball. Lift the heels, tuck the chin, round the shoulders. Doing all the opposite types of movement that we just did, standing up. Now we're rounding. All right, heels down, butt goes back. Sweep the arms off to the side. All right, we're getting there. So let's do a couple of balances poses before we go to the floor. So let's do balancing stick. So we're going to start kind of more to the back of the mat there. Bring the arms overhead. We're going to just step right into it. Right thumb over left thumb. And you can stop here, right? Balancing stick could be here with your toe pointed behind you, or you can keep going. So if you keep going, you can stop any point. Just don't break in the back, right? You're like a stick. Find that focal point in front of you, and don't let your mind move. Sometimes you can count to yourself. All right. Good job. The main thing is that focal point, tightening your pelvic floor, lifting through your pelvic floor, a little micro bend in the knees. All right, let's try the other side. Interlace the fingers, this time left thumb over right thumb. So you're just going to step into it. You can stop right here with the toe pointed in the back, or you can keep going. So, and if you fall out of it, don't worry about it, right? It's yoga practice, not yoga perfection. All right, good job. All right, let's get to the floor. Take a breath in. Swan dive over, take a breath out. Grab your elbows, do a little ragdoll stretch. Oh, that feels good. And let's come on down to the floor. I have to adjust my camera a little bit again. Hello, hello. All right. This is always fun. Okay, I think that's better. That's all right. Okay. So let's do a boat pose. So we're going to lift our heels. There's several ways you can do that. You can lift your heels and just keep the balls of the feet on the floor. You lean back and lift the chest. Grab behind the legs. And you can just stay there the whole time. When I do a whole bunch of different variations, you can just do this, right? So if you want to, you could lift 1 foot or 2 feet. You can let go, right? If you want to, you can exhale and go to the right. So let's do this a couple times. Inhale, exhale to the left. Inhale, exhale to the right. Inhale, exhale to the left. A couple more times. Work with your breath. That's what's going to help you there. Last one. All right, so grab behind the legs. And remember, you can put those feet back down if you want to, or you could straighten the legs, right? Keep lifting the chest. If you feel like you're going to fall backwards, you tuck your chin and you roll your shoulders. Become a ball, right? You want to let go?
You bring your arms next to your ears if you want. But don't if you don't want to, right? Keep breathing. Keep shaking. We're almost there. Let's count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give yourself a hug. Good job. Exhale. Woo. I felt it. All right, let's go on to our stomachs. We'll do some back work. All right, so, I have the camera on. So, forehead on the floor, hands next to your thighs, palms down. Push your pubic bone into the floor, squeeze your butt, and lift your upper body off the floor. So, we're tightening our butt, we're pointing our toes to protect our back. Bringing those shoulder blades towards one another, opening the chest. Looking down at the mat. Breathing into the upper body, just light breath, right? Can't breathe in the belly here. All right, come on down. Put your head on a cheekbone and just let go, relax. Let those shoulders round into the floor. Let everything just let go for a few moments. And feel how good that feels to just let go of everything. The body, the mind. All right, back to the forehead. Back to concentration. All right, push the pubic bone into the floor. Squeeze the butt, lift the upper body. This time we're going to clasp hands behind, or if you can't do that, you're just going to press the big ball. And still looking down at the mat here. We're going to open up to the right though. Look to the right, open the shoulder, inhale. And then back to center. Then to the left, inhale, open the left shoulder, look to the left, and back to center. Open up to the right, back to center, and open up to the left. Back to center. Release the hands and go on to the other cheekbone, and just relax. All right, go ahead and put your hands underneath your chin. Lift your feet up and do a little windshield wiper. This always feels good to release the lower back for me. And then we're going to push back into, child pose. Knees wide, big toes together, set your hips back towards your heels and say, ah. This pose is like hard for you to get your butt towards your heels. You can always put blankets between the butt and the heels, or pillow or something. So that's a modification if it's too intense this way. All right, come on up. So let's do a seated twist. Well, actually, let's take our leg, one leg out, right leg out, left leg in. And then we'll do a seated twist in a minute. So just bring the arms overhead. Take a breath in, and as you turn to face leg, take a breath out. And then take another breath in. So here we're going to bend the knee if you need to. Grab for the foot or close to. We're really trying to get a deep stretch. And then you can keep that knee bent if you wanted to, or you can start to straighten and look down at the knee. So give this about 5 deep breaths. Notice where you feel the tightness and breathe into that space. Try to be on top of the sit bones here. Try not to roll the hips forward. Still trying to keep that good alignment through everything that we do. All right, we'll let that go. And bring left leg out, right leg in. Arms overhead, inhale. Turn, face the leg, exhale. Another breath in. Reach for the foot or close to as much as you can. Wherever you land is fine. Remember, you can bend that knee as much as you need to, and then start to straighten it to the best of your ability, looking down at the knee. Breathe into the back, breathe into the back of the leg. Anywhere where you feel tightness, that's where you want to take your breath. Let that go. Bring the legs out wide. This time, we had our toes pointed up at the beginning. This time we're going to let the feet roll in when we go over. Take a breath in. As you take a breath out, let the feet roll in and come on forward. Exhale. So notice probably you're a little bit more flexible than when you started. So think about just 1 hour made so many gains, right? It's really worth it to, try to be consistent in your practice. But don't be hard on yourself, just do what you can do. It might be like 5 poses in a day. I just have a sore back, I need to just do a few poses. And then just get on the floor and do them, You don't have to do a whole long yoga class either. You just want to keep yourself from being in pain. You're just trying to open yourself up. All right, come on up. Bend one knee and then bend the other knee, bring it in. And we're going to do a seated twist, so we're going to cross the right leg over the left knee. Now, if this isn't possible, you can always just put the foot next to the knee, right? You can keep the leg straight. If you have knee issues or something, I would suggest that. But you could also bend the heel, the left heel towards the right thigh. So either way. So we're going to take the left hand and wrap it around the right leg. Left hand wrapped around right leg. Right hand behind, get nice and tall. You're on top of those sit bones. Take a breath in. As you take a breath out, moving to the right from the navel, the ribs, the chest, the shoulder, and the head. So press into the ball of that right foot. That'll help you to assist with your twist. We're going to do light breathing in the upper body and back. Can't really breathe too deep with that belly right now. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. We'll let that go nice and slow. And let's try the other side. So legs straight. We're going to cross left over right this time. If you want to, you can bend that right heel towards left thigh. So you're going to take your right hand, wrap it around the left leg, left hand behind. Get nice and tall. Take a breath in. As you take a breath out, moving to the left from the navel, the ribs, chest, shoulder, head. Notice where you feel tight and try to breathe and soften that place. No places. Might have places. Very tight. All right, we'll let that go. And let's go ahead and we're going to turn around. We're going to do a pigeon pose. I have to say it, so we don't give you a crotch shot.
It drives me crazy. I have to do it. All right. Right ankle over left knee. So you don't want to bend that ankle. You want to make sure it's crossed over enough so it's not bent, so you have good knee-ankle alignment. Grab behind the left thigh and bring the left knee towards the chest. So if you get into this position and you notice my back's arching, my neck's arching, then probably you could use a strap, which I don't have right now, but you could use a strap, or you could put the foot down and press open the thigh with a hand. So, pick what feels challenging but no pain, right? Sometimes we just move towards a pose. There's not this end point that you have to get to. You're just moving in a direction to open you up. And it may not look like what other people are doing, and that doesn't matter. It's moving in a direction. All right, let's try the other side. Left ankle over right knee. Grab behind the right leg, bring the right knee towards the chest. If you need more, you can always push that left elbow into the left thigh and that'll open up the hip more. If you need less, you put the foot down and just press the thigh open with the hand. let that go. So we're coming into our final pose, Savasana. So we're going to just straighten out the legs and take the legs wider than the hips and let the feet fall open to the sides. You're going to tuck your shoulders underneath you. Palms are up about 45 degrees away from your thighs. So if you get into this position and you say, my lower back hurts, then what you're going to do is you're going to lift your knees, feet flat on the floor, pigeon toe your toes and let your knees fall together. And the lower back will be gently into the floor at that point. And if that doesn't work, then you could always go to a fetal position, any place, any way that you can just relax. And you'll have a nice straight spine and relax. That could be on your side. All right, so we're just gonna begin to let go. Maybe move your head to the right and the left and just release the neck and shoulders. And just start to follow the natural breath like we did at the beginning. But I want you to make sure you notice the rise and fall of the belly. Relaxing the facial muscles, the eyebrows, eyelids, cheekbones, mouth, tongue, teeth. Relaxing the shoulders into the floor, the elbows, the wrists, the fingers, palms are up. Relaxing abdominal muscles, ribs, chest, heart. I breathe in, I notice my whole body. I breathe out, I smile to my whole body. Really just trying to soften the whole body into the earth. So the earth can hold us, can cradle us. We just have to soften ourselves to do that. And that means we have to let go. Bring a little movement back to your fingers and your toes. Maybe circle the wrist and the ankles. You bring your knees up into your chest. Any stretches that feel good to you. If you want to rock a little bit. You could bring one leg over, like right leg over right hip, just to relax the lower back into the floor. Left leg over left hip. Whatever stretches that will work for you. And then bring your knees to your chest and we're going to move to the fetal position. So you're just going to go to the right or whatever side. We'll all go to the right, so we'll go into each other. And just stay here on your side just for a couple of breaths before we come up.
So take your time getting up, don't rush.
Bring the arms overhead, take a breath in. Hands to heart center, take a breath out. I follow a person, Jack Cornfield, who does guided meditation. And this is something that he says, may we be free, well, may we be filled with loving kindness. May we be safe from danger inward and outward. May we be well, body, mind, and spirit. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. All right. So you guys have a great Sunday, and we will see you next time. And we have cooking, this thing that's going to come out, so we're going to have some recipes out and new things. So stay tuned for new things, right? So see if I can turn us off here.
X.
X at the top. I can't even see it. Okay.